크로이 끈다 탈백 파연다 대직지마 지진 시발라 남긴 마통나랑 기나 마데나 지마 지진 두고 말아 인디가라 내니 컬라 탈백 람데나 탈백 물레마인 라라라래 이제 정년들은 랑 숨야 돼 오다더지 탈백 람데ten 탈백 람데네 상기 기타 상기 이 탈백 람데야 상기 인간에 오다 띠인디가라 지게 오다 가서와 장주 등이 긴둠바데 상기 두제기 세럽기 차도 차리요 상기 론두바데 오다 띠인디가라 띠기 상기 두가 여 인상 제선 다 군소 생계 권랑라 지 합시 중들 충고도 와 오다 두스치니 간지 두스치니 숨고아래 띠인디가라 생계대 파기지마 지진지 냠는 영화라 제발라 젠데땡이 누바 장주게 선정을 좀봐 나오네 숨고아래 디 아니 니질라 지마 지진 니지 파기 냠는 야보지다 니질라 아니 베지 로가 맞춰나 띠오야 가고 싶으시래 띠인디가라 니지 장주게 샘기 모유래래 되래 어다디 자와데티 대투고아 어다 지 바게니 유라만의 소나진지제네 샘전 담절레 유리기 탑이요 요아데 유라만의 송고아 유라만의 소나진지제네 다지 최럽도 남제기 셰라기 바게 링인제지기 셰라기 수수 유라 상경으로 리디오 받은 걸 봐지 리디오 방문 봐지니 상기 연된 통하고네 대 두치지 로치게 봐나 쫀든 받되겠다 레기어래 오다 띵긴 눈방인데 시부지게 전부 잡아버렸다 전주기 샘종기 따더니 곱게 전부 인사 띵이 삽지 권한을 소소소소 다들 해야 돼요 오다 고바 대바 두고 가래 있어
Actual techniques for cultivating the awakening mind, page 45, last paragraph. The stages for training the mind are explained in two sections. First one, the actual training in the conventional awakening mind, and 5 precepts that are factors of the training. I'm checking the checking the English and the Tibetan. It looks like these sub sections are not exactly the same. I'll just read it. So the 5 precepts that are factors for the training. The actual training deals with the conventional awakening mind concerned with the welfare of others, which is explained by means of teaching on exchanging yourself with others, and ways to cultivate the awakening mind that is actually concerned with the interest of others, and the awakening mind concerned with attaining a fully awakened state of being. So in the I will just construe the Tibetan text. In the Tibetan text, when talking about the actual training of the or to cultivating the awakening mind, it begins with kind of 2 subtopic. Basically, what we also call true aspiration. When we look at the altruistic mind, it is composed of 2 what we call aspiration. The first one is really I think here aimed at benefiting others' welfare, or serving other sentient beings, and the second one is so that one is the immediate kind of course, and the second one is more called accompanying course, and that one is wanting to attain Buddhahood for yourself. So there's a true aspiration. First one is serving other sentient beings, and the second is attaining enlightenment for yourself. So there are two aspirations which actually made altruistic mind. The first one, aiming at other sentient beings and or mind concerning the welfare of others. For that, that comes actually out of wanting to free other sentient beings from suffering, and the second one, which in the accompanying kind of course, is really kind of trying to attain enlightenment or Buddhahood for yourself, and under that comes understanding the Buddha nature, that we all possess Buddha nature potential, and that because of Buddha nature, all afflictions are temporary. Therefore, you yourself possess ability, and you can attain enlightenment for yourself. And in order to eliminate all sufferings to benefit other sentient beings, you need to be kind of free yourself from the suffering. So here, His Holiness often used kind of he used the interpretation. The first one, benefiting other sentient beings, he used the compassion aiming at other sentient beings. So when you have a compassion, it is the compassion is really kind of directed towards or aimed towards other sentient beings, relieving their suffering. The second part, the accompanying kind of course, is really the wisdom part. The wisdom here is it really does the analysis of your own potential, Buddha nature, Buddha seed, and then it really after understanding all of this, it really makes yourself kind of encouraged that I can attain enlightenment for myself. So therefore, we see in Buddha's own teaching, liberation really depends on you, whether you achieve it or not. So seeing the ability or capability. So these are the two, the components or elements of the altruistic mind. And compassion is generally considered as the direct cause, or the direct, the cause for the altruistic mind, immediate cause, I should say. And under this also comes, like in the text, the sublime continuity, it talks about possessing Buddhahood by all sentient beings. So here from the the subtopic, we need to understand the two components or two elements of the altruistic mind. One is two aspiration. One is aimed towards others, relieving their suffering, and then another one is really kind of aimed towards your own self, attaining enlightenment.
어때 군대 경고름지 바비기 니지 나와 이게나는 여러 송도 이게나라 이게나서데 실진기도 내와리 야가 간지 내와나 이게나라 니지 심전님이 셰랍기 장주님이 이제 구스는 송도 이 송도가라다 이 듬바니데 소소소지네 다 직파기 야 가서고라 가서 냠는 제나지 on 제시 주르드 게임 거. 어떤 일이가라 경고는 무슨 순간에 파기 후 야가르 중에 든 거래. 이게 난기. 맞아도 왜 시진 타디가라 니난다 이게난 니가 주니. 레와든 세마다 니난다 이게난 니가 바게 자야 거는 요 말이. 어떤 일이가라 다 인상 이게난다 니난 또스 바르게셔서라. 어떤 두스레 dindio khunte de ta diga jasa na serwa ani sangi dinima junasi jema lo zambaro de mata pe ringbush bichado sere.
So we'll stop after this. His Holiness kind of interpretation of the two elements of altruistic mind. One first being compassion, aiming towards others, sentient beings suffering. And then second is the accompanying course, the wisdom. For citation, he mentioned about one of the commentaries of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. In Tibetan, it's called Gyanang, probably the appearances of ornament appearance. and that's the text, the original sources where it talks about when you kind of dissect the altruistic mind, it's composing two aspiration, and these are the two that His Holiness shares. So we will stop here for today and continue with the. There's no teaching next weekend, but the next weekend. Oh, Thanksgiving the Saturday Yomara Sunday the chair. Thanksgiving in the Yore.
Thanksgiving la samaro. Kare Thanksgiving la karero. Saturday Sunday niga di konzo yoro.
Saturday much Yomare. Saturday sunju much. Sunday sunju Yomare.
Yomare. Thanksgiving la
December 1st, right? December 30, in the morning, two groups will be here. So there is a teaching, but not by Geshe-la. The two Geshe will give a teaching at 10 in the morning.
But we're doing December 1st is continuation of this, is that right?
So that's what. And Sanyimalo. Mena. Konzo de Chilol do the Yoet Shoga de your Yingujam the Konzu Chukchine Hatanjik house blessing do chur. Nima is the Mari, Nima the thing else. So
Intro to Buddhism on the December 1st, is that right?
yeah, we can, I don't think we have decided on the topic, so it's up to us whatever.
By default, we've just left the first sentence
Oh,
to be
okay.
read unless you guys, everyone
Okay. Now, Joe Mori to stand another two group, two Geshe. Okay. Nukadzin, Sanyama Zendo Yomarin.
Thanksgiving la konzo di chegena kashi 용민도 많은데 두산에 제 민지전에 그전 게임도.
We were saying they're not sure about having a class on December 1st at Thanksgiving. If people are spending more time with their family, and if not coming, then.
should we make the decision now, or what will be the determining factor?
The Tajush in the data is the correct.
그런서 다 주셨어.
Yeah, you can say
그런서 용거를 가서 게임 말해.
Cancel December 1st.
가르쳤어.
No social data. Yeah.
I had a question. Are you taking any questions about
Yeah.
I had a question going back a couple pages where it says the entrance to the Mahayana is as soon as someone attains awakening mind, but then if they lose that awakening mind, then they fall back to the lesser vehicle. So does that mean, like, say if you get, have like a couple moments of anger at, somebody that does something to you, then you automatically fall away from the Mahayana, and then if later you get the resolve again, then you go back. So does that mean, like, anybody, like, they might say, I'm a Mahayana practitioner, but it sounds, based from the text, it sounds like you can sort of fall back and forth or in and out on a day-to-day basis. And I was wondering if Geshe-la could clarify that.
Tejin Simge Jugusung Edinal and Tejin Simge the Torsana Ya Kalore, the Ditched and the Lungs Naya Yakalor Malung Ya Kid the Che Yorola to Yamatich.
대대 열어와. 말한들 담나 자나 담데 투야도가. 텔레탄 담보는 담나 마자는 투고 왜요 말 마자나 야그러와.
So you're saying there is, that kind of things happens, falling back into the lesser vehicle, and then again, if you generate, you can come back to or enter, the Mahayana again. It was using an example of falling into a muddy pond. When you fall, you can, get up and clean yourself. But the best way is, adopt a precaution so you won't fall at all, and then you have to go through the process of cleaning. And
is there a teaching on how to keep that mind stable so that you don't fall back?
Teaching some of my number mutuni ne collocated Eurosa.
What did teaching singing Manyamla, teaching Semkigi, Janju Semduki, Zaltung de Kachimburwa, the Chadwa. Or that Janjuki Sem Seade, Doreade, 네 섬진치기 던다치 투미도서 삼로 코리나 섬진 냠로 고로 섬진 생데 섬진 타 저기 타나랑은 달아 펜버도 위하기 바기 추 너바케나 다파 늘린 너베 맞아 늘린 펜베도 위하기 삼당인 섬지라 저주 섬게 시거와 섬 남주진 랍첨부 근데 용미도 선데 로케바이 나더니 섬진 냠도 고르마다 때마다 다가서 내갑지 거기 마대 중앙 섬질라 섬게 냠서까지 시기와 말했어.
Maintaining and preservation of altruistic mind, one can maintain that just maintaining, the basic vows, the root vows, and generally the falling back, falling again to lesser vehicle happens when you give up the very aspiration of the altruistic mind itself, that is, helping or serving or benefiting other sentient beings. And if you somehow kind of had a experience of strong discouragement that you really felt like you are not able to do it, and when you gave up, then that's the kind of situation where you fall down. But this kind of falling back usually doesn't happen easily.
The vows you're referring to, the bodhisattva vows or the refuge vows?
그 섬게 자동 쪽에도 섬게 전주 섬게도 너무 자동차로 오라. 전 전주 섬 난 대화 용인지 차디요.
The 18 root vows of bodhisattvas, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah.
For people who have had some bad experiences with religions such as Christianity, I hear concerns. For example, they say, something related to it doesn't make sense to them to believe in God, the Creator, and all the details that go with that. And then I point out, well, Buddhism is dissimilar in that way. It's not the same, dissimilar as other religions. And then they'll say, well, look at all the wars and terrible atrocities that have occurred, because of religion. And I say, you don't see a lot of Buddhists out there creating wars, and then they'll say, well, I don't like anyone trying to tell me, some dogma, some doctrine that says this is the way you have to live your life. I know better than you do, this is what you should do. And I say, well, Buddhism doesn't really do that. It's more like, here's something to consider. And so it gets me wondering sometimes, in what way would Geshe say that Tibetan Buddhism is or is not a religion?
pyugyo nangpe nangchoo de ane namgyo dewa ka samdangda shi choo laya dir ngunzi chena digriya marwaya laya dir sha andi karsa pecha zina ishu din zina kuna zina nanglo la kashi da jigi choo la telo la kalaya ro ka ije ro lan da jigi zamling jigdeen kawa po yo ma re en jigdeen kawa po yo ma re tinte ki geje chungdu yaa muranga nangchoo nangla tinte da duko wa ma rada yaa en choo ki mingi tonya da jigi mi kazu seyo re nyokra kazu shungo re maa kazu kyo re andi da jigi kalagor chojogo tonege dichegore dichegu marila dindegi kalagor lolo mashon dinda na maro de kejetene kodu sa kalagor ta chodu na lola ene de indi zamdan el morangi lendi da nangju na dinde randa maro ta nangju ge dinde chana ya gore lan ta kalagor chiki lamden ro ji chor mando ji injim ji chegu dinde ke lago maro sta de indi nangju di ene kalagor ta namgi de one religion lo da churu dida chikpato chi shaaku uwe na mena lagu isare.
Chulu siya de ngunzin chana ke kyabarchi chawara. Tepa kyang gi chani di chiwe na nangchu di ta chulu na tsuya khabore. Nangchu sindi tepa kyang mare. Tepa moko alan lagu awa mare. Nangchu sindi ngoya nisu la chepa chenne. Ani dindawe semdela ngama jinjugi semdela tandi semdi jinjudela gyuwatang heji kaji shigor mado denani to nyomongla dindawe nyomongla khadijagi ki ta nzambuli nangchir mado jenda churu chigan yo marzina 발전 리디어래. 인디가라 삼장에 출루신데 때빠 코나라 뭐지래 땡고문지래 문진제베나 나한테 계속해 담바 출루 차고 말해.
First of all, it depends on how we define religion, how we identify religion. And so if religion is something that requires only or solely faith, then we can say that Buddhism doesn't include under religion in that kind of understanding. And the understanding of Buddhism, we kind of interpret is that Buddhism is something that that is based on investigation or examination of how things exist. That's one big aspect. And another aspect is probably we can say, like, if Buddhism is a religion, it is the only kind of practice that really considers negative mentalities as something that are like a troublemaker, and we need to be challenging them and eliminating them. It's really hard to find other religion that does the same thing, like trying to eliminate or fight against negative mentalities. So it depends on all these many factors whether to be if it is purely based on something of faith, and then we as you mentioned before, might not include under the religion.
Aaron Miji, okay, Kalab San Diego. Go the other toss Kaji the Kanji, Chulu Valang, Chulu Tindija for Yavachavate, La de Gala, Kogi, Kerangi, Chulu Tindija, Chulu the Kikanzi in Winzigiesa, Gunga. Die, Kajus, Chase origin, Christians origin, they put can take yours. They like your mangers, they pick a rule. 대법배 제법 맞아있다. 그럼 가좀 에런이 게임 지금. 근데 되게 망보였어. 배나 가족이 무하마드 코란라 배 미소 있게 망보였어. 그게 때라도 와. 남바 거의 남비 중 로인스 좀 된데 중된데 로인스. 대 필로소피를 잡아도 대 줄루지들 레민도 라도 거야. 마이 필로소피가 뭐지? 아니 대 나만은 게 참산을 라디거라 남바 출루 말해서 다 참달라 소소 로다 추보지다 라프구민도 같이 다 보시면 디디 에 버지 경고면 저가나라 대포 경경은 문진 제바 있나 남바도 출루는 추고 말해서 정거로 보지 시다 집은 순도가 땅 가서선지 머리 문통 걸로 춘대긴지기 라디가라 라바들라 포바케야지 참도와 오니 getten도와 어디 도스는 나도 오네 남비 중생인데 땅 아저선지 로그 많이 버마도 녀는 남비 중세 뭐야 내 수첩에 책임지러 와 대나네 남대 나라 뭐비 내루도 쉬우지게 전부지네 제주 땅 걸어 와 재미주나 띵도가 즉 띵데가 아리 이 생리 받지게 제배 대파 짱짱 제시 출루 망부지선데 거의 가득차 배 저밖에 되지도 당연히 통송 남파는 그렇게 투두 그게 당민도 마당한테 그 남파의 줄 된다위 때빠 짱짱이 줄로도 멤버 그 문신지기 그때 계속해 단 말이야.
He was saying that he met somebody in California,
San Diego.
Iranian, and he so he was born in Iran, and he wasn't Islamic, and Kajala said he had a discussion with him, and then he was saying that the religion has many problems, beginning with the founder of the Islamic. But he doesn't consider, so they talk about religion, and he asks Ishila about religion, and then his idea was that he was saying that he don't consider Buddhism as a religion, rather it's more kind of philosophy, and that's why he kind of studying and learning it. And so Kishida saying that sometimes he did mention about Buddhism being not a religion, but he can't kind of say with fully kind of conviction. So more kind of recently, His Holiness mentioned about, if religion needs to define something purely based on faith, then probably Buddhism won't be, has to exclude it. So that's why he heard His Holiness saying that, and so that make him kind of convinced about what he mentioned before. And so in Buddhism, as mentioned before, in one of the subject of study, the logic study in Buddhism, it really focused on examining and finding what is reality of things and phenomena, and the inner mind. So it is English was saying, one of the scientists who passed away a couple of years back, and he was one of the atheists who was strongly criticizing many different spiritual faith, especially those believing in the kind of concept of creator. But he didn't done that with the Buddhism, not able to kind of finding the same kind of logical contradictions. I think that's it.
Kari rave kurve shingam de pendan de wa mali jungwe ne chere zion tinjin gyatsoye shabe zide bardo tengyo chi jambal pawe chitara chemba dang kundu sambo deyan deshi Deda kungi jesu nalo je bewa deda tamche rabdo tusum shebe gyawa tamche Ngo ganla chodo nga badang da jengewe tawa de sabu chuji rabdo ngo waraji.
In the land encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefits flows in the present and cherished attention to remain until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva manjushri attain omniscience, Samana Bhattacharya too. So now do I dedicate these merits to train and follow in their footsteps. As all the victorious Buddhas are past, present, and future, praise dedication to Supreme. So now do I dedicate these merits for all beings to perfect all actions.
Thank you.